interested.
No,
I have no interest.
I'm just
So
saying, it's just you know how people when they get older, you know that because the swinging crew,
I have
they
no
all like they all in their 50s and 60s. So maybe you just haven't hit that stride yet. You know what I'm
I have
saying?
no interest. Not then and not
Wow.
now and not ever. I have no interest. I'm a one person girl.
Mm.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Folks, while we coming in, as
Oh,
we
that's just
chime in right here, we were just
limited.
trying to yes, we were just trying to talk to Joe Keetra about a threesome, not with us, just in general. And we know she's a church girl, so of course her threesome is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. But
Come
that's
on,
all right.
somebody, come on. That
All
was good.
right. I
That was
got
very
you.
good.
That was good
I,
though, man. That was
I
good.
think I think that's
Hey,
as far as she gonna get. As far as the
hey,
threesome, that's as far as she goes.
we
Yeah.
gonna tell the Shima we're gonna be we ganging up on Jokicha tonight because he got the two boys. See, sometimes Mike, I've had to deal with her and Ashima. You know what
I
I'm
was only
saying?
Right,
one.
I was able
right.
to hold my own, so she
Only
got to
one.
hold her own tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, no,
Ab- Absolutely, absolutely.
no,
Hey man, we
but
appreciate you.
we've been agreeing. We've been agreeing a lot.
Oh,
Like,
oh wow, oh
Yes, there's
wow.
a problem with that, but we're going to see how tonight goes.
Absolutely, man. Hey, you
Ashima,
tuned in to
I'm
help me
confident that
understand.
Ashima is going to log on. I'm confident that she's
Okay.
going to get it right.
Okay. Hey, you tuned into the Help Me Understand podcast. Of course, Miss Joe Keecher Horn, resident vlogger, our relationship guru, Kevin Samuels Jr. himself, Elam B.
Let it
King.
go. Let it go.
Yes, and I am. No, we will never let that go. That will forever be done. And of course, I'm your man, comedian type Mike, a host, father, entrepreneur, and gas pump number 37. Put her in her. Put
And
Sam
it's your
on three.
birthday.
And
yes,
absolutely,
yes.
it's my
Shout out to you,
birthday.
Mike. Shout out 50 hashtag AF.
It's your
Shout out
birthday.
to Mike.
Go,
You know what I'm
Mike.
saying?
It's your birthday. Go,
Right,
Mike. It's your
right.
birthday. 50. Yes, you joined the 50 crew. How does it feel
Hey,
to be a part of the 50 club?
it feel 49 as hell.
5 more years. I got 5 more years, so I'm good. You
Hey,
know,
that's
Elam,
all
and
right.
You only 45.
I'm only 45, honey. Yes,
Wow.
and I look amazing. Like, hold
Hey,
on. You saw that right there? Do you see that? You know what I'm saying? Did you see that? That right there
confidence.
is serious.
Happy,
Confidence.
happy
It is
Ashima
a
is not on.
listen. It is a spiritual confidence because this is the what God gave me this skin, and there's nothing wrong with me thanking Him
Wow.
by sharing that with
Right.
other people. I don't think there's anything wrong with
Right.
people. You should be confident within
Right.
yourself. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, we are
Absolutely.
confident with our age because we do look good for our age.
Yes. We look
I
great
don't
for our
care
age.
our
Hey, we're
age.
gonna
Okay, I'm
we're gonna
sorry.
we're gonna start off. Yeah, we're gonna start off right there, right out the box. A comment was made last week about erectile dysfunction
Uh,
among black men. I did not get to look up all the stats,
I can tell you.
but give us give give
what
us
we're
your
not
numbers,
going
Joe
to do
Keetra.
is, but go ahead.
See,
give give us some.
last week I was ready. I was ready. I had
Okay.
looked up the stats, and it appears that African American men are leading in erectile dysfunction. I believe it said, and I know that Elam is going to fact check, but I believe it
I'm
said
on it already. You don't know nothing. I'm on.
that African American men, I think it was a 24.4%.
Mm.
They were ahead of Caucasian men at 20. I think theirs was like 22 percent, but it showed that African American men had the highest level of erectile dysfunction. Is that what it says?
Wow.
I mean, here's
Elam,
the
can
thing.
you can
All,
Is
you
that
all
what it
jokes
okay?
says?
aside,
Because
if
I can look
every
it up.
no, it's a dude black man. Hold on, you know, I'm already over here. So,
Look, let me
uh,
put my
okay,
dollar qua
so
glasses on.
disparities in erectile dysfunction. Let's come on, class. Let's look this up now. If somebody is listening online, y'all can give us the stats. You know what I'm saying? If y'all already got it, but let me. I would say that. I mean, that doesn't sound bad.
Right.
You know, everything that's out there that's bad, I have a tendency to not everything. Excuse me. Let me back that up.
Yeah,
There
don't
are
claim that.
things that okay, watch this. Things that have an opportunity of being centered around food. there's a tendency for us to have the more. I like your glasses, Joe Keisha. I like
These
those.
my dollar qua. You know, it's not. It
Yeah.
used to be dollar tray, but it's dollar qua since it's $1.25.
Oh, okay. But I would just say that overall with it, you can look that up or what have you. But I'm not. I mean, this is an area that I definitely feel like that men are going to have to understand. They're going to have to do better in, and a lot of it is tied to diet. It's tied to alcohol. It's tied to things that, I mean, now there is, you know, I mean, as we get older, there are, you know, our blood vessels begin to thin out, I believe, which is going to affect something like that as well. But then you start adding in stuff like high blood pressure and things of that nature. And I really wish that we would, oh, I pulled up the wrong website. Okay.
I was going to say, why is it taking you so long to find it?
No. I was just talking because I really,
normally,
it's
Elon,
not a debate. It's not, this one isn't something that, because I know that we are not doing well in this area, and we've been not doing well in the health area. Now, here's my thing, ladies. If you're cooking at home, okay, are we paying attention to the diet that we are producing within the home? Not saying that all women are cooking, because I was the cook in the house, right? So, but for those of you who are feeding your man, are you feeding him mac and cheese? Are you feeding him like every day? Like, are we doing Thanksgiving dinner like a couple of times a week? What are we doing? How much fried foods are we bringing into our bodies? You know, how much green vegetables are we cooking? You know, so this is your helpmate, and you want them to just keep it up by themselves. Like, we're not there yet. We do need to do better. I want to be very clear. We are responsible for our health. I do feel, Mike, but at the same time, you're also a teammate.
Right.
Okay, can I read what this study says?
Yes, go right ahead.
This study found that around 52% of men experience some form of ED, and y'all know what ED stands for. And that total
erectile dysfunction
increases from about 5 to 15% between the ages of 40 and 70. So everybody on here is 40 and up. And
yes. I'm sitting here saying to myself, every time I hear that, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so now looking forward to that. That's why I just need to eat right. That's what I say in my head when I hear it. Right. So it's encouraging to me when I hear it, because I'm just like, I just got to keep eating right. I just saw somebody, they was like, man, I haven't seen you in a while, man. You still keeping it slim. I was just like, yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, our health is affected a lot by the things that we eat. So as I continue, as long as everything stays the way it is right now, I'm good. But let me tell you something. I'll be straight up. I mean, being inside of the relationship coaching space, periodically, this does come up in conversation, all jokes aside, for real. And so the challenge that I find is that the women are like, okay, well, I heard about this. I know it can happen, you know, but I want him to go to the doctor and he won't go. And that's where I'm kind of like, yo, man, like we're all wrong here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's good that your teammate might happen to bring up, hey, you might need to go to the doctor, but it's something that happens, right? I have very few friends that are not, you know, that are tenured, that haven't, you know, when we have real conversations, they're like, yo, this jumps off. I mean, but there's medication for it, right? I will be blue pill. Let me tell you something that I will stick on the counter next to the ketchup is my blue pills. I won't have to hide them. Yes, I take these when that day comes, right? I'm not going to be embarrassed.
You're not going to be ashamed.
Yeah,
I'm not going to be embarrassed by that.
Yeah, why would I? We're not getting none, and I'm not taking the medication, and I'm not. So what? I'm just in there like hand jobs. Like, come on, man. Like, I'm blue pilling. I'm gonna be a blind old man. Guys, like, I'm gonna be up here like,
Hey, you are.
I have an observation, and I want to ask you, Mike, because we talked about, you know, you've shared about you with diabetes, and it does talk about diabetes is one of the reasons for erectile dysfunction. So I don't know if you were aware of that, but it says neurological disorders, diabetes.
She called you out just a little bit. So what's your experience, Mike? I mean, let's just go there.
I didn't ask him if he was experiencing ED. I just pointed out that neurological disorders, psychological, you know, and behavior factors, all of those, and physical trauma and diabetes, those are some of the causes for ED. And since he has shared his journey, you know, because that could be another reason why he could have said, I'm going to lose my weight. He got his hand.
Okay, look, give me a minute. Give me a minute right here, Elam. Let me pull the knife out my back. Let me just
I'm
say
just saying,
this.
like she tried to mess it up, and it was kind of like no on the low, what she
Okay,
just asked
so
him.
So this is the best thing for me. I love this because I'm somebody with type 2. I just got diagnosed, as everyone knows, in May. So what they tell you to do when you're type 2 is you can beat diabetes. And yes, I did hear that by the doctor. She said you could have some issues, what have you, based on the medication. What has been great in my life is I have started to exercise more and I changed my diet, which helped me. Like we talked about before the show, I lost 27 pounds. So
Woo,
now my body is more muscle.
So,
Yes, my body is more muscle. Thank you both. More muscle and less fat. And so my medicine works. My
muscle.
medicine works. And yes, my excitement is now I'm actually being slowly weaned off insulin, so I don't have to take as much each day, and eventually I'll be off insulin and off the medication. In my belief that the medication alters your body, and that's why you can't get. I haven't had any problems, but that's why you may not become erect is the proper term. But I haven't had any problems. My soldier has went to war with me several times,
come on,
uh,
sir.
and and he has came back
Come on,
victorious
sir.
every
Come
time.
on,
I'm part of the
victory.
300. Yeah,
Come
I'm
on,
part of the 300. Hey,
bam.
I'm 50. I'm 50 and favored, and 50 and the
Come
other
on,
F
sir.
word too. How
Come
about
on, come
that?
on,
So
sir. No, no,
I
stay,
haven't
no,
had.
no. We need to be proud of this stuff, Mike, because
Yes,
it's not like common. You know what I'm saying? It's just
yeah,
like
right,
fatherhood. No, like celebrate our fatherhood. No, like
yeah, right,
your penis works at 50 without any
yeah,
issues. Dude, celebrate
right.
that.
That's
You
right.
Yeah,
know,
yeah. I don't
it's
have. I don't
not
take.
that
Celebrate.
I don't take
somebody.
any blue pills. I don't take any blue pills, any red pills, any red
Come
booster
on,
pills. None of that. I am al natural. Now I hope the Lord is listening and decide not to do me
right?
in after this little
No, no,
He's
podcast and
always
turn
no,
me
no,
listening.
no.
left. Like
But you
you
gave
know
him
what?
praise.
He was bragging.
You
Yeah.
gave
He
him
always
praise.
No,
listening
no,
to
I
you.
don't. I gave him praise. I give him praise.
Come
I, for
on.
one, do not have any issues. And as you both know, I date larger women. I date smaller women. I love women, so I haven't had any issues in that department. So thank you though for bringing that up, and to all the fellows out there in the diabetic race, and continued support. And I would tell each and every person that if you are diagnosed type 2, type 1, either way, type 2 is what I have. Exercise is the best medicine outside of any insulin, metformin, anything like that, man.
And I forgot
Exercise
about
is the
that
way to
one.
go.
That is good. That the
Exercise.
exercise thing. You know what I'm saying? And here's
Yes,
the thing:
exercise.
you gave him praise after you said what you said. So I don't think. See, that's why,
Hmm.
like when I did the look thing, and I said
Hmm.
God gave me that talent. You see what I'm saying? I'm giving him
Yeah,
praise.
yeah.
He's not gonna take
Right,
it
there
from
you
me.
go.
You see what I'm saying? I put the copyright. I gave him the copyright. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I have a question.
women need to celebrate if their walls are still moist because over
Well, you
time,
know what?
between 35 and 65, the moisture of a woman begins to decline. They're not going to say it,
Mm,
but it's biological, right? So if
But
your
okay.
walls, ladies, if your walls are still moist, right, at the same level that when you were in your 20s, you need to be excited. Now, most of you are lying, but you know, if they still are, then you need to give them praise because
okay,
statistically, it's not.
before we move on to that, can I ask a
I thought it was
question?
all the same thing, but so we
No.
don't want to talk about the walls.
We will talk about that, but
Okay, all
before we
right.
Go
talk
ahead, Joe
about that,
Kitchen.
because
Elam is
I
shooting right
noticed
now.
that you didn't fact check me, but it's okay. I guess my percentages were
I agreed with you. I went along with you. I conceded.
okay. Wow, another agreement. Somebody, it's being recorded. Okay, so my question is, in the dating arena, is that a
Yes.
question that you think would be appropriate for a female to ask a male, if he is experiencing some form of erectile dysfunction? How would
It
you
is
feel if
20.
a woman asks you that?
It is 2020, and Edom, I'm gonna let you answer right after. It is 2022, and being out here dating like I am, nothing right now is taboo. I ask women all the time: Is do you wear different types of wigs? Have you ever dated a woman before? There are so many things that are. How often do you go to church? And all of that's before I even ask. I got 5 questions, and those are 2 or 3 of them. And then, of course, what is your plan? What are your goals? Have you ever been married? Things of that nature. So I know how you treat. How did you and your ex break up? Even though they say it's taboo to ask about the previous relationship. But I want to know if he was hitting on him, he was hitting on you. If you, I need to know everything. he had kids on the outside, or he was cheating. I need to know it all. So yes, 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 that is one of the questions that I ask, and I don't
But you
think it's
don't judge
inappropriate for
her
women.
when you ask
No,
those questions. You don't judge, do you? If
no, I
someone
do
tells
not.
you that they had an affair, would you judge them?
No, I would just understand that it's going to take a little bit more to trust them. But let me be honest with you, Joe Keetra, and the relationship guru will tell you this. Everybody lied in the beginning. Everybody lies in the beginning. Very few people tell the truth going up front. I'm a straightforward guy, so I tell the truth, and that scare people. But I have had women ask me in the last 6 months, "Do you have erectile dysfunction? Do you use?" But what she said was, "Do you use any pills or pumps to get you excited or motivated? Any type of aids to get you motivated?" I was like, "No, what you talking about? You crazy?" Well, she was like, "Well, I have toys that I use for myself because I haven't had any man that I've dated in the last 20 years," she said, "hasn't been able to please her sexually. So she uses the
The
what's the
rose,
new thing? The little rose,
the rose.
the rose and the dolphin and all that stuff there."
Oh,
And
let me
so
look
I was
those
Dolphin
up.
old.
Rose
That's
dolphin.
old.
Hold up. Rose dolphin. Let me.
No,
no, the
don't act
rose.
like get your oh my. Let me see what that is. Oh, let's go to your nightstand. Go to your night. Take the camera to your
Keep talking.
nightstand,
Keep
Joe
talking.
teacher.
Keep talking.
Take it to your nightstand. But can I answer? Oh, go ahead, Mike. I wanted to
Yes,
wait.
you. No, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. You answer.
I'm gonna just answer your question, Joe Keetra. I'm gonna say I'm gonna agree with everything that Mike just said, but I'm just gonna add an addendum. So we have to understand that there is. Look at Kim talking about what's that? Okay, Dr. Kim. Google it.
I
Amazon it.
just
Trust me, it's
did.
been flying off the shelves. Either you or someone you know has one in their nightstand right
Yeah.
now.
Dr. Kim, you can get it on Amazon.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it's called a rose. It's called a rose.
It has
Yeah.
5 stars.
But no. But let me just answer this question.
5 stars.
I
Oh
just
my gosh.
so let me say this. Based upon your age bracket, you asked the questions that are for that age bracket, right? When I was
Yes,
in
yes.
college, I was asking questions like, "What is your major? What do you want to do when you leave Hampton?" Right? So I was inside of the
Mhm.
bracket asking
He
forward
had to throw
questions
that
because
Hampton in
I'm not,
there.
huh?
He had to throw that Hampton in there.
No, honestly, it just comes with the I mean, it's just
Whatever.
so it is, but I asked appropriate questions, right? In regard
Right,
to
right,
my
right.
intellectual intimacy was high enough to whereas I don't care how cute that you have to have some sense. Like I didn't talk to any girls that were below a 3.0. I didn't do it. You know,
Okay.
if you
Okay.
had a,
Dang.
if you had a 2.9 or less, I don't care. There was one person I let slip through only because she just, you know what I'm saying? That
She was
one
fine.
in 4 years, I let one slip through. The rest of them, if you didn't have a 3.0, it turned me off, right? And watch this.
Wow.
I'm gonna go to the next phase. I would get turned off if you came on to me and you had like a 2.7. Like I'm like looking at you like you ain't smart. Like, no, you know what I'm saying? Like I need somebody smart. I've always been like that. Judge me.
That's
I don't
so
care.
judgmental.
I don't care. This is the person that I'm gonna be with, and this is where I'm gonna go to the bottom of the question and go back
Mhm.
up. I do judge. I'm picking you to be with me. Of course, I'm gonna judge you. So that doesn't even make any sense. People are like, don't judge me. No, I won't judge you, Joe Keetra, because I'm not trying to get with you. But if I'm trying to
Mhm.
get with Jennifer over here, check this out.
Mhm.
Whatever I say. This is what I choose, right? And
Mhm.
so
Your
Mhm.
let me
choice.
let me just add one more thing.
Okay.
I ask the tough questions, right? So I know there are things that turn me off, like hairy legs turn me off. Some people like hair on their legs. That's them. I make sure that once I know we're going down intimate street, let me make sure that I tap the areas that I know that you can get naked and I will be dysfunctional. And I've been like that
Mhm.
since 15. Why is that? Because I have a preference. I'm allowed to have that, right? If you are
Right.
not well
Right.
shaven, I have a problem with that, right? It
Right.
doesn't.
Right.
So some men love, Bushwick Bill, right? I don't like it. I like the lawn mode. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm
Thank you.
allowed
Thank you.
to do that. I
Right.
ask those tough questions because you're gonna get your feelings hurt. So and I might too, because I might really want you, but you're like, oh man, how do we miss the hairy leg conversation? I don't need to be a creep in the bed at night. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
rub your leg on
Right.
me and mine, and now we making noise. Like I don't need that. So that's me.
That's funny.
I'm
With you.
fine.
I'm
I
with you on
mean,
that.
you're with him on. I think
I don't
I'm
like
with
the hairy
him.
legs. I don't
I'm
like
with
hair
him
in your
on.
It's
private
whatever
area.
makes me dysfunctional. I try to make sure I
Yeah.
say something about it.
I'm with you
Right.
on preference, because I do believe that, it's okay to have a preference, and we all have a
Okay.
preference. I was just
Right.
speaking specifically about the 2.7 GPA, because some semesters, some people could be experiencing some things that may have had them to have a 2.7. It doesn't necessarily mean that
I
you're
don't
not
have
smart.
nothing. I don't have to be with you. I have a 13-to-1 ratio.
So
I don't have to be with you. There's somebody else I can go to.
So you've never dropped below a 3.0.
I had a 2.8 when I pledged Kappa. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did.
I don't have to say anymore. Okay.
Yeah, but
Now, what was your
the
comment?
women I talked to didn't have the requirement because number one, they knew why it would have dipped off. But then number two, like they could have chosen not to talk to me because of that. That was their preference.
Okay, next question.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, see, Mike, no. This is what
I
happens.
appreciate
Men have expectations. Women can't stand when men have expectations. Y'all can't stay. You just want us to just leave the whole bubble open.
We would,
when y'all say something, go ahead.
Why would we not want to be with someone who doesn't have expectations if we have expectations?
I agree with you.
Don't say that, because
well, you took the same energy that your peers normally take with somebody. Well, I ain't gotta have what's wrong. What if you slip below? Then you slip below, and you no longer qualify for me. That's not my problem.
The reason why I made that point is because the comment is always made often about, don't ask someone to bring something to the table that you can't bring to the table. So I was only making that reference just to see, because just like you slipped below a 3.0, someone could have slipped below a 3.0 because of some type of circumstance. They could have been pledging AKA or Delta, and they could have slipped. That's all. I was just why I was asking that question.
Gotcha. Let me ask you both this while we're here, and we talk about expectations. I ran into this earlier. If you dated somebody, maybe college, so for most of us, that's over 20 years ago now, dated somebody in college, maybe right out of college, and they were a certain size at that point, and they were good looking in, but now 20 years later, they're telling people how y'all used to date and how good things were, but now they look different. And I ain't gonna say they fell off, but they look different. Is that fair to us, or to the person that stayed in shape or trying to be cool? And not to be judgmental, but somebody was upset with me because I didn't introduce them as my ex. And I said, hey, this is just my friend, and we used to kick it. This dude is stupid. He used to kick it back in the day. But she was upset. She was upset with me because I didn't introduce her as my ex. Now, she didn't know why I didn't introduce her as my ex, so she was like, oh, it's probably...
She knew.
No, but she assumed that it was more about, oh, he trying to holler at this chick or whatever. I'm like, no, I really wasn't interested in that chick. But I didn't do it because she's a different person. Now, great personality, great person. But the difference is like, no, don't they fall off your record after a while? Like, you can't keep... That's somebody I dated a long time ago. Hey, this is my friend.
Mike, ain't nothing wrong with you allowing your representation to people to be the way you want it. There's nothing wrong with that, Mike. Okay, because guess what? And it's not even because I'm going to let Jokeetra go, and then she's going to walk right into hot water on this one. So I'm not going to say nothing. I'm so what I'm saying, Mike, is that there's nothing wrong with that.
To answer your question, it is nothing. Yes. It's your prerogative. Yes, I do believe that after so many years, and you can determine that, on your own, you don't have to introduce everybody as
your ex.
Your ex.
There you go.
If that's in college, high school, why would you want to do that? Now, if someone follows up and asks you, because my thing is, what are you now presently? Presently, she's your friend. So you introduce her as your friend.
Yeah. Why?
Now, if someone asks you,
insecure as I don't know what.
Have you two dated? Then you can answer that question. But if you go around introducing everyone as your ex, there's gonna be an issue. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
An issue.
Absolutely.
You don't have to. You can say what you want to. Who cares? There must be a level of insecurity for that person because maybe they know why you wouldn't want to introduce them like that because they know that they gotten a little bit out of season with the design that was given to them. So that's the best way to put that. You like that?
That's a good way to put that.
So my thing is this. I mean, whatever, dude. Again, a man with expectations. Like if I introduce you as my ex, you gotta still be fine. If you not still fine, I'm not. And guess what? Most of us think like that, Mike.
But
so go ahead and call it out.
And you're right, Elam, because I can promise you, whoever used to date Beyonce, if they go somewhere, they're gonna be darn. Oh, that's my ex.
Yeah, I
They
used
want
exactly.
it to
Exactly. That's a
they
great
want it to
point.
be known. So I
How many
think
times they probably when Mike is on stage, people like, yeah, he's so funny. Yeah, that's my ex. They just throw that in there like, yeah, I had that.
yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
And
like
I
we
real
have been
quick.
holler.
around I have been around women that have done that in conversation. They want to make sure that you know that that's
They
their
should. I
ex.
was thinking the same thing. I'm glad you said it because it's real petty
I
when
was
you
gonna
hear it.
walk right. Oh, you thought I was gonna walk right into
No,
something?
no, 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 no. It was
I
something else.
said,
No, we're doing good tonight. I'm excited about our relationship right now. I really am. So as long as you know what your peers are real petty like that, yeah, I used to date him. You just had to tell
Wow.
it right.
although they
Okay.
might just say, I've had friends to say, well, I screwed him, and I'm thinking,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
hmm They want to say I used to date him because it makes it seem like it was something so big. You could have been just a smash and pass, but they're going like, yeah, I
Right.
used to date him. No, you
Wow.
didn't date me.
but
You
Wow.
did.
But I
Wow.
No.
think that we all have done that.
hmm
I've said something about someone that I've dated before, you know. So I think that we all
Okay.
have done that.
Okay,
Mike,
Joe Keetra.
I'm
So
gonna
maybe
get.
Joe Keetra. Hold on. Joe Keetra. So if you dated a guy back in the day and he done fell off, he's slipping now. Like he really slipping. Like like missing teeth slipping.
Yes.
Like slipping,
Come
slipping,
on,
slipping.
Mike. Say it,
And
Mike.
then and then you out and about with your girls and you on your nines and tens. You
Come
on
on,
point.
Mike.
And loose teeth Larry decides to walk up and say,
See,
"Yeah,
I'm so glad you
I."
did that.
Because I
Go
want to know
ahead.
how do you treat loose teeth Larry? Does he get the same energy? Because the first thing loose teeth
No,
Larry is gonna
well,
say is, "Oh, you
No,
changed on me." Remember
it's
we used to date?
lie on this computer, Joe Keisha. Lie. Go ahead and lie.
first of all, everyone is a child of God, first of all, and
Right,
they should be
right,
treated
okay,
accordingly.
Right.
So
yes,
I think that depending on who's around will determine how the response is going to come. But I know there has been one particular ex that I have said, I'm embarrassed to say that I dated him.
Thank you, Kiana.
wow.
Thank you,
See,
Kiana.
that's
See,
honest.
Kiana told the
That's
truth
honest.
right there. I'm definitely not claiming him. Thank you, Kiana. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. But I need somebody to tell the truth and shame the devil, like they used to say back in the day. Like, thank you, Kiana.
Listen,
Come on,
everybody is
man.
different. And like I said, I have
Yeah.
said, I can't believe that I actually, dealt with that person. I have said
We've
that.
all said that.
I'm,
I mean,
I'm,
everybody you dated is on point still right now because everybody I did isn't,
no,
and I don't claim them.
I
I sure don't. I don't claim them. And really, claiming, just so you know, for guys, it's different. Like if I'm sitting here talking to Mike, even if she has done a little something, there's a high probability I might not even tell Mike I hit. Like it's not, you
Right,
know what I'm saying? I don't
right.
know.
well, I'll say this.
You know, we don't always be like, yeah, I used to bone her. Like we don't really do that
Well, I can be
that
honest.
much.
I can be honest and say that's why my last name is Horn.
You change your name. Wow. You
Because
change.
there are some places that I go that I don't want for people to know
Mhm.
who I used to be
Who you used to
associated
be
with.
married to? Okay,
Yeah.
I got you. I got you.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
there go
and
Kiana said we have all dated regrets. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if you just dope like that and all your exes are dope, but all of mine aren't. So no.
no, nobody has that.
Yeah, I
But
don't
I
think
was just
everybody
wondering,
has 100%
everybody,
where everybody is a
right,
dime or they got it going on.
r- right. Like they used to be a dime, Joe Keetra, and now they like
Or maybe they
two
used to
pennies.
be a dime in your eyes. They may never have been a dime, but in your eyes at
Right.
that
What?
particular time they could have been.
But is there? My question to you both is: there a certain time limit? 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, where you gotta stop saying that's my ex, that's my ex, that's my ex. Or we used to date, we used to date. Y'all just friends now. Y'all
I was
kicked
gonna
it
say,
back in the
other than
day.
married, I say marriage, yeah, because that's a whole life movement, right? So that's
It
different, right?
Right,
If we
right,
were just
right.
dating, you're a high probability. I will not say who I, you know,
How
I
about it? How about engagement? How about it? You was engaged to this person. You
Well, I
still
think
claim
I
him
think
after
that's
18 years?
significant. I think that's significant.
yeah, I do think that's
So you would say
significant.
that's my fiance? Would you say
My
that's
ex,
my former
That's
fiance?
my ex,
My
my
ex-
ex fiance. Or if you
15,
were married,
15 years
I
ago?
know
15 years ago?
I know I call my ex my husband. That's what my ex-husband. Husband.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the reason why I think that it would be important is
Okay.
because if I'm dating somebody and my ex comes along and that was my ex fiance and I have not broken it down to this person, I would think that Jokeisha would be mad if Sarah comes over and even though me and Jokeisha we doing the thing, we together, blah blah. I didn't tell you that I engaged Sarah. That's gonna make me look suspect when you find out later on because she's gonna find out. Right. If there was somebody of significance, if there's a nobody, there's people that, I used to, we used to clown about some of the old people I was with because she would be like, yo, like, oh, I know she was nothing. I'm sitting there like, yeah, I know she was nothing. Man, oh, she was terrible. So we would laugh about the people who were nothing. But the people who were something, she knew. Her antennas
went up.
Stay looking on social media. Like,
I do think that's a respect thing.
Yeah.
But in the case that what you were talking about, Mike, if you're at a social event and it's someone you dated, but y'all are presently friends, it's no need to go around introducing her as your ex-girlfriend if you two are just platonic friends right now.
Okay. Let me say this, Kiki. I had an ex, like coming out of college. I don't know about you guys. You had a young love. So I got engaged fresh out of college. But it lasted 6 months and then we broke up. But that was like 20 years ago. So I had since been engaged and married to somebody else for 8 years. Like I had a whole nother life. And now it's 4 years, almost 3.5, 4 years after that now. So the very first engagement, 20 some odd years ago, not that it wasn't relevant, but it was 20 years. I'm a whole new person. She's a whole new person. Like now, I just don't think that is significant to me. So I just say, my ex, my friend, you ain't my ex-wife. You are my ex-fiance. We was engaged for 4-5 months. It was nothing of a long, but it was an engagement. I give her credit for that. But now she's a different person and I'm a different person. And I just like, not that I'm shaming her or anything like that. I just like, I didn't think it was relevant like that.
Right.
I thought we were going to speak of this with
oh no. I mean, we can get this one started and stop it later. That's up to you. But I'm just saying, I was just.
Let's start it.
I was just putting it. Hey, Mike, you can continue. I just want to read the caption.
Just read it. Say, I ain't getting married.
You know what? That's so.
It's the subtitle for me. You know what I'm saying? It's the
I can't see. What's it say?
Are you saying that you're not getting married again?
Who?
You.
Oh yes, ma'am. Yeah, I loved it. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm not. I don't need to be out here. Like, I don't need to be out here. But it's the subtitle for me. Okay.
And what does it say? What does the subtitle say?
Or are you not?
No, I said yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm very clear with that with people. Like, no, I don't. I'm going to say it like this: being married. Before we start this conversation. Let me just go ahead and put my stance on marriage. I always tell men that you can be the best 8. Okay, you will not be a 10 unless you're alongside a woman. You won't, and that's just the way that I feel. Right. So because I want to be at the maximum, right? I would never want to deny myself that level of favor that I do receive from being married. I'm not going to deny myself that for what? To be out here in these streets? It's not necessary to be in these streets. Plus, it's boring. You know what I'm saying? So, no.
But it's interesting that you say that, and maybe this can be an expanded conversation because I've been on some, podcasts or I've heard people say that there are no benefits to getting married, and men will say that, and we do know that there are benefits to getting married, So
well, men and women say it these days. So let's just go on and be very clear.
Well, I know I had my girlfriend this past weekend say to me, she said, I don't think you're ever going to get married again. And she said that to me when I was sharing some of my personal experiences with my husband. And I know her husband was like, okay, 2 years. I'm expecting you to, be married, and I was thinking, you know what? Only God knows that, because I do desire to get married again. But some days I'm just like, I don't know, God, you definitely got to be the one to send him. So,
but when you do say when he is sent
married, I'm never going to say I ain't getting married, as this caption says. I'm never going to say that.
And I will say this: when he is sent, I am speaking to man because he will be saying, because Jokic, I think you're an amazing creature. You're gonna be remarried. Like you are all. When they say marriage material, I will give you that, Jokic. You get on my nerves a lot. You and I would not get along, but you know, you are definitely marriage material. And so, but with that being said, when he arrives, okay, I think that it's okay if he has a prenup. That's just me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think that there's nothing wrong with that, particularly where we are. And I'm going to say, you know, yes, where we are in life in your 40s and 50s, like you have stuff. You know what I'm saying? That you came to, and to know that somebody can cut that in half. And if you're in the state of Georgia, and I am not an attorney, okay, I actually looked into this more when that Derrick Jackson thing went down like a year or so ago. And so I was listening to that attorney guy that was just talking a lot about what men in Georgia have to really pay attention to. And so this is not like the 50-50 state, if anything, right? I think it's called like communal or community or something like that, meaning that you don't have to give 50-50. They can give you 99-1. Like they don't have to, stuff does not have to be split down the middle. So you might lose more than what you even built, because that's what the courts say. So it's something that the person who is of the wealth, I think it really should go on both sides. I mean, if you didn't come with it, why are you leaving with it?
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying? Why are you leaving with it?
I don't think there's anything wrong with signing a prenup, you know.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah. Look,
right.
boy, I didn't think so. Wait a minute, we are doing okay tonight, Joe.
Well, I mean, the reality is everything
really
is correct, and I mean, there are some guys that I know that I have dated that have some stuff, and if they were to say, you know, hey, would you sign one? I'd be like, okay, because here's the thing. I had a lot of stuff in my marriage, and I walked away and left it all because it wasn't anything that I felt that I needed to have to complete me. I worked hard to get back to where I am, so I don't have a problem with signing a prenup.
See, now me and Dr. Kim gonna fall out. I put the time in. No, you didn't put this time in. If I'm coming to the table with this, I did this. What time you put in? And so, like, I really would like for people to understand, what time did you put in?
Gotcha. I'm gonna let you guys ride this. That is funny, Elam, but that is true. I'm gonna let you guys ride this out.
Yeah, I'm just saying
how beautiful you and Jokic got. What does Dr. Kim say?
Huh? She
what
said,
Dr. Kim say?
Time back and it costs.
Ooh, we see, and that's how Dr. Kim, we're gonna fall out. We're gonna fall out on that.
Dr. Kim, hold your thought until next week. Unless you guys want to keep going. I don't mind.
I think we should table this because I definitely want to hear Ashima's take on this
prenup.
How that doesn't even make any sense. I get the time back. You didn't do nothing.
Elam, time out.
Okay, I'm sorry. I might need to just go. I'm going live after this on my page about this. I am upset.
Listen, it's Mike Mike's birthday. We want to allow him to celebrate, but we also did not talk about the walls. And I know that you guys want to be able to talk about that.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you brought that back around.
See,
thank you.
So we got it.
And we're also table did not talk about the young lady that
took the picture,
naked pictured in front of the FAMU.
Right.
So we want to talk about that as well. And
I saw a little bit of that picture. It seemed photoshopped a little bit.
Well, it may have been, but
But she did represent.
We also want to talk about Trick Daddy and the attorney Benjamin Crump. So we have quite a few things that it would be nice for us to talk about.
What we not going to talk about
right opinion
is what Dr. Kim just said, because that's some foolishness right there. Because you put the time in, you ain't putting no time in. If I came to the table with this, Mike, you know what I'm saying? I came to the table with this. How can you take?
I'm going to table that because there are times when women have more than men, and men want to walk away with what the woman brought.
Yeah, how often is that? Do we looking at that?
Berry, I mean, we can go on. You know, there are quite a few women nowadays that are their incomes surpass the men's.
Good, which is why it needs to be signed. I get it. That's why it needs to be signed. So, we're in agreement on that.
Let's table that. All right, Mike, I want you to have the most amazing
birthday, Happy birthday, Mike.
I'm sure you're gonna not have to take any pills, and you're gonna
That's what I'm talking about, man.
celebrate.
Hey, for the team. I ain't messing with
Thank
y'all.
y'all, man. We'll see y'all
All right.
next Monday at 8:30.
I'm gonna be mad next week if we talking this food. I'm gonna be mad. If Dr. Kim, I'm gonna be mad at you next week. I'm telling you right now.
Happy birthday, Mike. Good night.
Thank you, sister. Thank y'all.